Well, what a potent offense this was a year ago with Daniel Jones, first year as QB1, and, of course, handed it off to Jonathan Taylor. Welcome back, everybody. Inside Training Camp Live here with the Colts. Pleasure to have JT with us here, fresh off the announcement of the new contract extension, essentially announcing free beers for everyone in the stands. This is like, I have to say, the vibes are so high out here in Westfield, Indiana, but excited to get a chance to chat with you here, Jonathan. And you've talked a lot about Colt for life. Why is that so important to you after, spending the first part of your career here?
I think, number one, there are a lot of different organizations that ran differently, but I think that this is truly a one-of-a-kind organization club with the staff members, the players that they allow in the building, and I don't think you get this type of treatment, this type of care everywhere in the league, and I just know that this is a special place. There's been special players that come through here, and I just wanted to continue to be a part of that.
I can speak to that, Jonathan, being a former Colt, and the Irsay family, and how they really look after not just the players, but the whole staff, everybody in the building. I appreciate you coming here right from the field, pads on. Like, I feel like, you're ready to go out and take a few more handles. I'm curious here, Jonathan. You have home run hitting ability, and I don't think people understand where your eyes go sometimes when you take the ball. Like, you're already looking at the linebackers in the second level, moving those people, anticipating that alley. Like, just take us through a little bit about what you see sometimes.
Well, a lot of times something that we talk about is feel 1, see 2. So talking about the first level, if you got to feel the first level, obviously pre-snap, on the first level, you kind of have your initial key read. But then after that, you kind of take your first initial read step, and then you know where it's kind of going to hit. But now you got to see the second level. You kind of have to always be a step ahead.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, getting some of that insight there. What's it been like having Daniel out here fully healthy, ready to go for this entire training camp?
I'm super glad to see him back on his feet. Anytime someone has to come back from an injury, the grind, the struggle, the good days, the bad days that it takes to get back to the point where you have your cleats on, laced up, back out here working with the guys. So first off, to see him back on his feet, I'm really happy for him. But then obviously you see him out here, he's firing on all cylinders. It's almost like you never knew that anything ever happened. So that's just a testament to his hard work.
By the way, I think Sauce said yesterday that he, from the other side of the field, sees Shane Steichen as one of the top 3 play callers in the league. I imagine you're kind of up there in that opinion as well?
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, there are times where I'm heading onto the practice field and Shane is like, hey, JT, come here. This is what I'm thinking about. It's not scripted, but I'm thinking about this. And he has a little piece of paper. So he's constantly thinking of ways to beat and scheme the opposing defense.
That's awesome. Jonathan, you lead the league in rushing touchdowns last year, at rushing attempts, first downs. Can your role even expand more this year?
I definitely think it can, and it's a testament to Shane, like we just mentioned, him being one of the top offensive play callers, is finding ways to get me involved, getting me in space. And not only myself, a lot of guys on the team. Tyler Warren's another guy that you can get involved in various ways, and Shane is going to think very creatively in order to put us in the best position for success.
Jonathan, I love doing my breakdowns. Man, you have a left guard in Quenton Nelson, big Q. Like, I feel like no matter where a play starts, it finishes behind 56. And then if you're 30 yards down the field, he's picking you up off the ground. Like, just looking at Quenton Nelson in the huddle and how the pro that he's been, you've been here the same time. Like, what's it like playing behind a guy like that?
Well, first off, Quenton Nelson is a pro's pro. He's a gold standard. If you need an example of how to be a professional football player, it's Quenton Nelson. And he just gives you the utmost confidence while you're in the huddle. And anytime I have a new or a young back come in to the room, the first thing I say is, when in doubt, find 56.
Yeah.
If things break down, find 56 and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Are there some young players that have jumped out to you, whether it's on the offensive side of the ball, maybe that young linebacking core that we've seen, due to some injury and some turnover at that position? Anybody standing out?
Definitely. Well, obviously he was here last year, but Justin Wally. Justin Wally, I'm glad to see him back on his feet. We knew he was going to be a baller, but he's been playing really well. And then obviously in our room, I know that a lot of people have been looking at Seth McGowan, and I just think, a tough runner, how he comes in, very smart, and I think that he's going to be able to help us out in the room. So there's a lot of young talent that we have all across the board, and I'm interested to see how this plays out throughout camp and to see each of them grow.
Jonathan Taylor with us here in Inside Training Camp Live. Thanks very much, buddy.
Man, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Well, Sauce, excited to get a chance to chat with you here a little bit, especially after watching another fully padded practice out there. You talked yesterday, though, about how much respect you have for Daniel Jones,
Oh, yeah, for
right?
sure.
You feel like he could be a top 5 quarterback in this league. What really impresses you about the way that he operates from your vantage point?
I mean, he's extremely confident. You know, that's one thing you want to look at, you know, when you're going against a quarterback. Like, all right, is he confident? What's his demeanor like? And I feel like he's very confident. He's somebody where it's like, all right, we got to bring our A game. Whereas, you know, you got some younger quarterbacks that look a little startled and we like, all right, we can have our way with him, you know. But he's just out there and he's making those tough throws. Like, he believes in himself. He believes in his arm, so for sure.
So I feel like you're rebuilding the secondary. You come in here last year, Cam Bynum comes in, you're looking at Travarius Ward. Yeah. You got a rookie back there in Halsey that looks pretty good. Yeah. Saw him make a play here today. Like, what's that communication been like thus far early in camp?
Man, it's been great. Like, we know what we have. We have a pretty dang good secondary. So we just continue to just keep building, keep working, and, you know, just building that camaraderie within the secondary DB room and the whole entire defense and the team. So, you know, it's just been a great journey for sure.
You mentioned the camaraderie, and it is more than just the secondary. It is the team. You
sure.
felt that when you got traded here last year.
Yeah.
Just the overall camaraderie and how refreshing that was for you.
Man, it was different. You know, I came here and just seeing the organization, like DT, he's the guy, he take care of the player personnel, just all of that stuff, like how close the whole organization is, the janitors, the chefs, everything like that. And it was just like shocking to me. I was a little standoffish because I'm like, is this really like how it's supposed to be? You know, so then it's like, you know, I get a whole nother go around at this thing, and I'm like,
all season, the whole thing.
Whole thing, you know, and I'm able to just start from ground zero and be like, okay, I see why it's this way. You know, this is the recipe to success and winning. You know, we just got to keep working and just put it all out there on the field.
Sauce, you mentioned communication. You've never been one to shy away from the vocal side of the game, right? Sure. I was just talking to Reggie Wayne, and he said, you know, with Pierce and Downs out, he's been telling the young guys to not engage early on, at least start the conversation with you, because then it can latch on and kind of get a little bit intense. Have you had some fun battles out there?
I mean, hey, Ashton Doolin, Nick, I'm having battles with everybody, you know.
And then you let them know?
Yeah, I let them know a little bit. Okay. You know, if they get a catch on me, they might let me know a little bit. But to his point, it's not crazy. Yeah. It's not no crazy talking going on. You know, I respect the game. You know, it's just a blessing to just be able to go out, you know, because I ain't get to finish last season. So, you know, I just respect the game so much, and it's just a blessing just to be out here.
But how much are you looking forward to getting Alec Pierce back out here and, like, getting some of those battles?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
I was telling AP, I'm like, man, the quicker you get out here, the quicker you can start working towards that All-Pro and that Pro Bowl season. Like, I promise you, I'm going to do everything it takes for you to get there because you deserve it. So
I'm a big fan of Lou Anarumo and the defensive coordinator and the way that he sees the game, the way that he calls a game. Right. Like it is really a game plan week to week, almost situation to situation type of change. Sure. Is that how you see it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I like his aggressiveness, you know, and he got so much trust in our secondary. He might be like, cover zero, go press, make a play. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all seen in that 2 minute.
Yeah.
We was, hey, cover zero.
Yeah.
And the offense knows it's cover zero.
Man.
Offense knows it's cover zero. They got to do something about it.
Okay.
You know, so just us being on that same page as him, knowing how he's thinking, and all of us just being like, all right, hey, it's go time, make plays. You know, like, that's what I like. And, you know, that's what we all like.
Where do you think this defense can go in another year with Lou and that crew back there?
I mean, you know, like, some of the coaches, this their second year under the system. This is my 1.5 year under the system, or whatever you want to say. You
first
know,
full year?
Yeah, first full year. So it's like, you know, we could be a top 3, top 5 defense. That's the plan. And I feel like we got everything it takes from coaching and the players, you know, and the whole organization. So I feel like it shouldn't be no reason why that's not the case.
Well, we're fired up to see it.
Yeah,
Sauce Gardner with us on Inside Training Camp Live. Thanks, bud.